We have over 11 units, not in our local market, but over 3,000 miles away. 8 of them say are in Columbus, Ohio, and I've never been to Ohio. So how do we do that? Why do we do that? All coming up next. Alright, what's up you guys? My name is Josh Baldovino, and I'm a marketer and a real estate investor, and I help people make content that connects and build their income through real estate. And today, it's a no excuses kind of day. This kid right here, pretty cute, yeah, but he was up at 4. I've been up with him since basically 4. I think he's teething, not feeling too hot, but I wanted to make this video. A couple days ago, Ash and I hosted a meetup in Santa Clara, and the most common question we got from everyone is, what market do you invest in? And then right after that was, why the heck is it so far away? Like, why did you pick Columbus? Why Branson? Why Joshua Tree? And nothing is in our local market. How does that happen? Hannah and I, we did that, one, because we couldn't afford our local market. In San Jose, the average home price is $1.5 million. The average rent is $4,000, which means that you are cash flow negative. We wouldn't be able to afford that mortgage payment. So we had to look in a market that we could afford. You think this is weird? You don't think it's weird? So we started looking in markets that we could afford. And what does that mean? In terms of markets that we could afford, that was the Midwest for us. The first house we ever bought was $120,000. Rents for $1,350, and that's in Columbus, Ohio. That means our cash flow is $500 a month. I could not do that in the Bay Area. Now, after I tell people that we invest in Columbus, Ohio, the next question people ask me is, aren't you scared? How do you manage a project that far away? How do you know that it's getting done right? There's one quick just mentality tip off the bat. You will have to spend a little bit more money, meaning you'll have to hire professionals. You will have to hire someone to check the work. And you also have to pay someone to pay multiple people to bid the project and to even give that initial bid. We'll call that the out-of-area luxury tax. The next thing I'll add is that by forcing yourself to really build out all the costs of a team, it's arguably a more conservative underwriting. Hear me out. Say you were to do all the work yourself. You could think about materials, but you're probably not accounting for your time. So what's the opportunity cost lost of that time? You can't find more deals, maybe you have to take off from work, whatever it may be, there's an opportunity cost there. The second thing is, especially for me, I don't know how to do construction at all. I can fix basic things, I can set up furniture real well, but when it comes to building out a new kitchen, a new bath, laying tile, I will be 100% slower than a contractor, which means I probably have more holding costs. And for anyone who's done a DIY project, how many trips to Home Depot does it take you? And how much more materials did it actually take versus your estimation? I wouldn't know how to properly budget for that and or put a timeline together. So I pay a little bit more for it to be done faster and done right. And in that case, my underwriting is a little bit more conservative just because there's a pro doing it. And instead of me saying, that's $5,000 in materials and it gets done, no, I can say, well, that's gonna cost the pro plus materials 20 grand. And so if the deal works with the pro doing it at $20,000 plus a contingency budget, you know that deal works. But if the deal only works with Josh the handyman doing the work, I wouldn't trust that. That's just me being honest. The next follow-up question is, well, how do you build this team? Who is this team? A couple thoughts to who this team is. The team is anyone who helps you get the deal done, right? So it could be your agent, your lender, your insurance agent, your contractor, your inspector, I don't know, anyone who touches the process of getting the deal done from acquisition to actually running the property. So on a rental side, long-term or short-term rental, it could be your handyman, your contractor, your property manager, all of that good stuff. That's all your team. So how can you find trusted people for your team? I asked our business partner Ash before the meetup what her tips are because she's amazing at finding the team members and building out that entire process, even in the different markets that we're in. Or like you're in a new market, what do you do first?
I join a Facebook group that's local to the area. So if there's a short-term rental Facebook group, I join those and I start networking with those people. And I start building my list of vendors. So I do use like searches like Google search to kind of like find vendors, but I think the best way to find vendors is actually networking through these Facebook groups. The second one is everyone that I talk to, I tell them where I'm investing. And then that way, if they know somebody who is investing in that area, I can ask them to get connected. And then the third way is everyone that I talk to, like all of the vendors, I always ask them for referrals. So like if I'm talking to a handyman, I ask them if they know a plumber or if they know any other dependable vendors that they work with. So.
Right. I like those like really tactical pro tips. Obviously, she's done a tremendous job networking. Every single time we're thinking about a new market, she goes, "Oh, I know like 3 people there already." How do you know 3 people who invest there? It doesn't make any sense to me. And that last tip where you said to always ask the other vendor, even if they say, "I can't service that," ask them, "Well, do you know someone who might?" And you'll be surprised at the answers that you get. Thanks, Ash.
Cool.
All right, boom. I hope that helps. Again, you have to have a little bit of trust and also be willing to spend a little bit more, but hopefully through the process, you can get it done right. Really tap that network. Get the referrals as best as possible. Have contingencies in place so when there is a oopsies, you can cover it. P.S. on a team standpoint, if you're thinking about short-term rentals and you're like, well, what if my guest needs this? What if they need a fan? What if they didn't have an extra blanket or pillow? Instacart and these delivery services are your best friend. All right, we'll do the outro together. So I hope you found that helpful, and I hope that this inspires you to look outside of your market, because once you just remove yourself from the small circle that's right next to you, that makes the opportunities limitless. So now you can buy anywhere you want. And the next series that I'm going to be posting is all about how we set up a midterm travel nurse stay in Columbus, 100% remote. So if you want to know how we did that, make sure to subscribe. If you're interested in more real estate content, like our short-term rental content or our long-term rental content, I'll put all the playlists up here. But again, please share. If you buy out of state or out of your market, I want to know in the comments below. Anyways, thanks so much. I didn't solve this, so let's solve this real fast. B-roll shots. Is this the simple flex? What do you think, kid? You know? That's why. Uh-oh. There's about to be another kid that shows up. Come here. It's clear. Yes, you're happy to see your brother. If you're just a nice person and you appreciate that I'm still trying to do this video while watching these 2 crazy kids, then please give it a like, because there's no excuses. You just gotta get it done, find a way. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to Instagram, all down below. Guys,